I actually was working on painting of Neil Stonechild. It's too long a story to go into, but I was really lucky. I went to a sweat to deal with one issue with this painting, and this idea of the beading from the maps overlaid over the representation of his face came to me in that place. And I'm not really that spiritual, mystical kind of guy, but the solution was really, really helpful. And so these dots then are a screen on a dimensional painting now, with Lost and the Neil Stonechild painting. But also their way of sort of signaling that it's Métis space, but also showing that there's a barrier, a screen between your being able to penetrate that space. So in Lost, they're inspired by Métis beading, so there's spirals and shapes that are flower-like. What surprised me about it was I was very emotionally moved by it, but it wasn't his aboriginality or anything. It was the kid freezing to death, and I didn't know any of the details really. But you know, anybody growing up in the prairies has had that sensation of, you know, almost freezing to death, especially as a kid. But also being poor and helpless, and you don't have the resources to suddenly call a cab or the kind of social capital to walk up to someone's house for help. And those are the, without knowing any details, that's what occurred to me. You have a sense that this is, you know, from police photos or something. It's a public image. And again, I wanted the sense of a number of paintings, not just one, to try and sum it up. And so Lost was an attempt to show the ordinariness of it. But also you've got an unknown authority figures over this young man's body. It was just a feeling that needed to be made. So I made these, as I make a lot of paintings, in all kinds of different ways, different styles, for their own sake.